Naitwa Gabriel Ochieng, ama kwa ufupi Gabi, ndio msisahau. Sisi ni washirika wa Don Bosco hapa Hill, wanachama wa CMA. Tuko zaidi ya wanachama 200. Lakini leo tuko kama wangapi? 45 Kwa Kiswahili 45? Okay.
Mungu ni mwema kila wakati.
Tuongeze imani.
Asanteni sana. Langu tu ni jambo kidogo tu kusema tuna furaha tele kuwa hapa leo kushirikiana na nyinyi wana CMA wa hapa hivi. Vile moderator amesema hapa kwanza, jina langu naitwa Patrick Mweti na mimi ni secretary wa CMA pale Upper Hill. Ukilinganisha na ile charism ya Don Bosco ambayo alikuwa anategemea Mama Maria sana, hata yeye kuanza na chochote na mnajua hivyo, hiyo historia mko nayo. Haitachukua muda mrefu mtajipata mmefanya maneno mengi, na kutoka hapa sisi vile tumekuja kushirikiana nyinyi, tujue vile tunaweza kusaidiana kidogo hapa na pale. Shida ni nyingi, hatuja kuja kutatua, lakini ni kusoma, kujua vile mnaishi huku, vile CMA wako na vile mnaendelea na maneno yenu, na hata nyinyi msome kutoka kwetu vile tunafanya maneno.
1976 akaondolewa. 76 alipoondolewa, sisi tukabaki kama kikango chini ya Laisamis na mapadri wa Consolata kina Father Mrusi. Tukabaki kama kikango. Tangu wakati hiyo tulibaki kama kikango. Kule tunapata tu padri siku ya Jumapili na anakuja tu hapa KORR. Na 1982 81 ilianza, mapadri wa Salesiani walikuja. Wa kwanza watatu ninawajua vizuri, ambaye ni Father Matthew, Father Sherry, Father George PD Padinyare Parampil na Father Thomas Punjakunel. Hao watatu ndio waliingia 1982. Wakati hiyo hata hapakuwa na hapa. Kulikuwa na manyumba kidogo ambao karibu na primary. Kanisa haikuwa hii, ilikuwa ya ile manyasi. Saiso, the local Saiso. Hapa wanaita Eima. Baadaye zaona tukiangalia museum. Kanisa ilikuwa kubwa na ilijengwa na hiyo local Saiso. Kwa hivyo tuliendelea na hiyo mpaka wakati sasa mapadri walipokuja wa Salesiani walianza kujenga hapa. Dispensary ilikuwa ni ndogo hapa tu chini, alafu wakajenga pia hapa kwa dispensary zahanati hii, wakajenga shule ya msingi KORR Primary, ndio shule mama ambayo ilizaa mpaka Ngurnet. Shule ambayo ilikuwa mbele yetu ambayo ilijengwa na parokia Saudor ilikuwa ni Laut peke yake area hii, na kutoka Saudor mpaka Laut upande huu hakuna mtu alikuwa anafika. So Wasalesiani walianza namna hiyo, tukawa wakaanzisha mpaka airstrip, uwanja wa ndege hapa, na hiyo pekee ndio inajulikana katika KORR, iko katika survey ya Kenya. Airstrip, Don Bosco airstrip ndio sehemu hasa ambayo tuko sasa na tunaendelea hivyo.
CMA kigango cha Ngurnet, it is among the first units ambayo tulianza katika jimbo la Marsabit kuwa commissioned hata mbele ya cathedral, kwa sababu necessity leads to the mother of all invention. Because of the need, hapa unajua kutokuwa na mchungaji kila wakati, kuna all other structures, kuna CWA, kuna PMC, kuna youth na kuna mafamilia zote. Kwa hivyo hawa wanaume wakajitolea to lead. Kwa wale wameweza kupata nafasi, opportunity ya kutembea hapa na pale, wakaleta those ideas to form the CMA and to be commissioned. We started here. We are the first kwa jimbo la Marsabit kwa commissioned. All this was just maybe 1, 2, 3 bado kwa commissioned, but we are planning to formation na tuweze kuendelea. Tuna celebrate for 60 years ambayo tulipata evangelization hapa. We have 4 items. One was this, the deacons, the 4 of them, and then parokia ya Ngurnet, nyumba ya the secretariat huko jimboni ambayo maofisi yote, na nyumba ya baba askofu. So 4 items ambayo tutaisherehekea as to mark the 60 years of evangelization here. Kwa hivyo we have those plans ahead of us and many other. But as young as we are, but still, imani ndio inafanya kila kitu. When there is faith, hata kama resources are scarce, are limited everywhere, lakini tukileta pamoja 1, 2, at least tutaifanya tusonge mbele, tuseme hapa, and then next we work on that. Kwa hivyo asanteni sana, najua we will talk. Professionally I was a teacher, and a teacher is given 45 minutes to talk uninterrupted. So so if I have to talk, I will talk. So karibuni sana. I know I am a common visitor to Upper Hill Shrine. Mwingine mlai kuona, msitoroke, mseme wewe unatoka wapi.
Tati Don Bosco Upper Hill Nairobi ka isho dekanta ka sulhani ndo kaimi,
na ndio maana tumesema tukuje Manyata nabo tuwasalimie tu kabla tujaenda mahali pengine.
Deka banda gedi yere kana indoda go besada yelelin bal go besanabo ireni deka abaritino.
Tukasema tusikuje mkono mtupu, angalau hata tukuje kama tumebeba kitu kwa mkono.
Deka na ala dano mara deka sosa agwa ine or childeka.
We have just come to visit one Manyata here today. This Manyata belongs to one large family. We have had a chat with them to understand how they live their life, for us to learn the greatness of God in the simplicity of their life. What you can see behind me here is a sample house of one of the families, and they live a very simple life. And you see the greatness of God of what they do. They have shared the challenges which they have to address around water. The current tank that they use has a bit of rust, so it affects them, and they are asking for support in getting a better tank where they can actually fetch their water which they can use.
It's been a totally different perspective kuliko ile kitu tumezoea kule wetu Nairobi. Hapa kitu kama hii there's a big treasure. Sababu ile maji inapatikana hapa, kama our cameraman anaweza tuonyesha kuna damu iko tu hapa. Hii damu ikiingia maji wakati ile mna harvest mvua, hiyo maji hata ikikaa hapa mwaka mzima ndio watu wanakunywa pamoja na mifugo, na ni ile yenye ni maji yenye the one that they harvest.
The families here really work well. They work as God had intended life to be, where simplicities of life, the gift of life, and the gift of family. And we thank God and we thank the church for that togetherness. The Catholic Church here has been very useful, supporting them in the initiatives. And we're only here as men of Catholic Association in Nairobi, together with other men who have been here before and other parishioners, to just support them and grow them in how they work. Especially for us, this is a lesson that indeed God's greatness can be felt everywhere, not just who live in the urban setup, but even in these setups that you can see God really at work. And this has been a lesson for us, and we hopefully that we'll work with them and continue to be here to see how we can support each other.
Hii ndio unaweka incense na kila kitu ya sherehe. Akina mama, hii ni root na pia dumpal. Dumpal ni hii kitu ndio nimeshangaa hii. Hii ni pade. Pade hii ni vita. Hii ni vita. Naweka kwa mkono ukiwezwa, lakini kuna kitu ya kuzuia kwako hapa. Alafu unakata mtu ukiwezwa.
Kila jioni wasee, saa hizi wasee wako kwa miti ya wasee, lakini jioni hapa ndio mahali ya prayer. Msee wakati anaanza kupray atasimama huko na kuangalia wapi, alafu hiyo fimbo atainua juu hivi na kuanza kupiga kelele mpaka kila mtu asikie.
Kiti cha kichwa. Kama pilo. Unatumia usiku hata mchana. Usiku pia. So, na hii ni gumo. Hii haitumiki kama fimbo. Hivi.
Ukiona umeanda huko, miaka yangu imesonga. Unaanza kusema miaka imesonga, kwa hivyo hata mimi ni mtu wa kuelekea. Kwa hivyo that is mlango. Sasa ukifika huko mwisho, jua umetoka sasa kwa mlango. Ani kutoka mlango ni wapi? That is the end of your life.
My name is Stanley Kariuki. I am the chairman for the KORR team. This is our second trip. We are very excited.
Lakini tumefika. Umetulaki.
We are here in Don Bosco Institute, Marsabit. As a group of men, we are here to encourage them. We are on the way to KORR. We divided ourselves in a group of in groups of 4. The main aim is to encourage the youth here who have been clearing their technical knowledge. So the main aim of the group here, the Don Bosco group, is just to give them support. We came here 13 men about 3 months ago, and now we've come back as a huge group of 43 men. I mean, the main aim for CMA Don Bosco was to come and see how we can assist Don Bosco Institute of Marsabit, various opportunities that we can provide for them. So it's a great pleasure for us. I want to start first of all by, of course, thanking our CMA members, the 43 men strong who are here to represent the others. I also want to thank the entire Don Bosco Shrine for the support that you've given us. Let's be assured that everything is going on well.
Tuingie wote tuingie. Wote tuingie.
Leta kijiti sasa.
Usikate. Yeah. Waingieni hapa, si mwingine. Nimechoka. Ngeni. Hawa dogo pia waingie. Ingieni mdance. Straight TV. Angalieni huko. Angalieni kamera. Fadhili very good. Angalia kamera sasa na youth wa KORR, family KORR. Tunasmama na leo. Very good. Makofi kwao. Asante.
Kwanza napenda kumshukuru sana Father Eric ambaye ni rector wa kituo hiki cha Don Bosco KORR, na nawashukuru pia mapadri wenzangu Father Paul Luseno and Benagunga ambao mnakaa nao hapa, kwa sababu tulivyowaambia kwamba tulipenda kuja, walitukaribisha vizuri na naona wamefanya pamoja na nyinyi maandalizi mazuri ya kutupokea. Lakini pia tunawashukuru nyinyi wote, vijana, watoto, wazazi wa hapa na hata CMA ya Don Bosco KORR, kwa sababu mmekuwa wenyeji wazuri. Naomba mjipigie makofi. Mimi naitwa Father Henry Mathagu. Ninafanya kazi huko Don Bosco Upper Hill, na tukafikiria kwamba kuna Don Bosco nyingi tu, hata ukienda sehemu nyingine ulimwenguni Don Bosco ziko nyingi. Tukasema sisi ni Don Bosco ya Upper Hill Nairobi, kuna Don Bosco ya KORR Marsabit, kuna Don Bosco pia Marsabit Town. Tukasema sisi wote tuna Mungu mmoja na tuna baba mmoja ambaye ni Don Bosco. Si ni kweli Bwana mseme bwana. Si ni kweli? Sisi wote ni watoto wa Don Bosco eh?
Faith. I used to think I pray. I do pray, yes. But leo nimeguswa. This community is very prayerful. After we came from the visits in the Manyatas, they stopped cooking, held their rosaries. It was time for Divine Mercy. Sisi tuko harakati, tunataka kwenda kuoga, and we were just passing them there. And I asked myself, and even in the visit for Manyatas, there's always a time for prayer. That's my first challenge. And it reminded me of our last vigil. Those who came for the last vigil. Father Henry, remember what Father Karaoke spoke about prayer. That there's always a moment for prayer. We just need to believe, put your mind to it, the way you plan your financials and your job activities. I think we take prayers for granted. Unajua tu si Sunday ni jumuiya ina animate, then hata hiyo jumuiya masia 5 haukuji. You know, those two small things. I've been humbled by the faith that these people have. Watu wa complicate life. In Nairobi someone said ukikula ikibaki nusu mnatupa. Ukichapa maji ufikishe halfway unatupa. Every time tuko kwa mtandao, tuko kwa TV, tuko kwa radio, we are worried about very many things. I don't really think these people are worried about all those things. Yao bora ile kidogo imepatikana, they appreciate it. I remember we went to one Manyata. Walituambia shida yao tu ni maji tu. When you look at them, you're thinking watu labda wanahitaji food, wanahitaji manguo, wanahitaji kusoma. Wao ni maji tu. So you really plan to appreciate hizo vitu, the very basic things that we don't really appreciate uko nyumbani. And I think it's also an eye-opener for us. Ukirudi kuna vile ulisema, kuna vitu unaanza kuadjust hapa kule. Zenye kwako zimekuanga tu vitu za kawaida. Now you realize, kumbe hizi vitu kwa mtu mwingine they are very important. So to me it's a big eye opener. Na kwanza kushukuru kwa zile vitu ndogo kabisa. Okay, they may be small to us, but kwa watu wengine ni kubwa sana, and you really thank God for them.
When we went to another Manyata, there was a old lady who was blind. And this lady had a lot of faith. In fact, she said, "Nasikia kuna 2 priests from Nairobi. I want to touch their hands." And Father Ndwati and Father Henry greeted her. And she could remember all the priests who have been here by name, saying, "Go and greet so and so." And remember, she's blind, but she remembers all the priests who have come to Don Bosco previously, including the sisters. So I was like, hey, this is really faith. And then the second thing I'm going to talk about is about the ball. When we went to the ball, here Father Eric, iko na maji, and we could see animals and people are fetching water. When we went across, we saw another ball, which was done by the government. Iko na board, iko na contractor name, project manager, supervisor, all those imetenda na kufanya kila kitu, but no water. It has been a generator, some tanks, no water. Kabisa, what happened? Kasema they have spent money here, they did the board, but no water. Here Father Eric hata ina mbao with a lot of water. So I was wondering, probably the government has a lot of resources. Wamefanya all the investigation, including even the geo-survey or whatever, but hawajapata maji. And money has been paid, no water. The generator is there, rusting away. The tanks are there, wasting away. So nikajiuliza, so if we can do simple things, like Father Eric has done here, with the community, small thing, and there is water. So, bila ku-advertise anything, bila kutangaza, and they have just involved the community.
I've just been thinking here, all those toilets in that woman's house, I'm going to change them to those, small flush and big flush, because water is very important. Those are the kind of things that I'm looking at and I'm saying, we take things for granted, gentlemen, seriously for granted. Even the way we eat food, the way we throw away food, we need to think seriously about that. That's what has touched me, and I'm really feeling that I've done a lot of waste.
Our last stretch for the Manyata, we met a young girl who is in national school. And even I did ask the father, and the father told me the girl is schooling at Chogoria National School. And the Manyata, because I was trying to figure out how does she normally check her homework when now she's at home. There's no light at night. So that really touched me, and I feel I should do something. So when I go back, I'll try to organize, even if these small solars which can light through rooms, just start something small.
Those of us who went to the first group, I think we were group number 1, this way. You know that girl, the one in Form 2 in Chogoria, which was quite touching because Chogoria is a very good school. So you're looking around and trying to figure out how she actually made it to high school in Chogoria girls. It was really, really touching. And so subsequent to our meeting, then I met the dad came for the football match. So I met him on the sidelines. Then he gave me another aspect to that whole story, which I thought I could, now that James has mentioned it, it has taken me to mention it to here, which I found very touching. So he gave me the story about that family. And the story is that, yes, we talked about that girl again. She's doing very well in Chogoria. In fact, the dad told me that the girl got 388 marks in high school. I was telling the dad, that's surprising because I had my son is also a Form 2. And I was telling the dad, my son got 376. And you know where we all live, and that girl is in this environment and she got that many marks. I found that to be very touching and extremely good. But then he told me the way the family setup is like this. So there's that girl in Form 2. There's another girl. The home has 3 kids. There's another girl in Form 4 in a school allowed. I can't remember the name. But the one that was touching was about now the last born is a son who is about 9 years old. So I'm trying to find out where does he go to school. Now the dad tells me, no, he decided the boy to wear the knife. So I'm asking, what do you mean by that? He told me that he'd say the boy does not go to school. He's 9 years, so he decided his life will not take a different route altogether. So the boy is not going to school, and he decided to take the route of a Moran. He's actually a Moran at 9 years. So I really lost on that. I didn't really know what to tell, but now, especially being as a son.
What I would want to say is that I came here and I've seen the problem in this place. And even when I looked at the list of Father, I think he has already prioritized the items, the projects that he wants in order of priority, in order of importance. And the first one is actually energy, because without energy, you can't get water. You can't pump water, basically. And if you can't pump water, you can't sustain life. So I think the most important thing there is actually to sort out the energy issue. I'm passionate about energy, and probably I can contribute to it greatly. If we go that direction of the energy, I can actually set aside about $500,000 for the project to just add on to what the committee, what the CMA members would actually do, get to actualize that. I would say that if you look at Kenya, our maximum demand is about 1.2 mega of 1,200 megawatts. And if you look at Egypt, it's 25,000. Their economy is 25,000 bigger than ours. South Africa is 50,000 megawatts. the economy is 50 times. So basically, energy drives everything, the economy and everything. So I think energy is the most important thing, and Father had rightly put it on the top of his list. So I think maybe we need to look at that.
We have never been such a place that where diversity is this much. Actually, through humility, we're able to tolerate these people. Kule Nairobi tunajivuna tu, tunasema mimi napeleka hii, mimi na drive hii, mimi niko na bibi, niko na watoto. But see how these people live. This really touches somebody. And I want to shift from water issue and maybe think of these kids. What can we do to them? Maybe think of clothing. Maybe keep them busy on the pitch. Buy them shoes. Those ones with studs for football, to bring the community together.
With the directive of Father Eric and the ones who are involved in this project, I would think there is those small challenges that we've seen, the way they settle and the way they are pushing water and in terms of food and all those. But the ones who have stayed here might be in the position of telling us what would come first according to their needs, because they have the big picture. Yes, kuna ile ambao sisi tumeona, lakini kuna yale ambao pia nyinyi kama ambao wanaishi hapa wanaweza kuwa wameiona zaidi yetu na wamerelate nao, ili waweze kutusaidia ndiye tuweze kujua vile tunaweza fanya kazi pamoja nao.
When you look around, you always wonder what can we do at what levels do we intervene to make a difference? Is it at the school, at education level? Because when you look at this place, I still feel like the solution, the salvation of this place will come out of the youth getting educated in a bigger way. And maybe anything that we do that is maybe projects that just enable more schooling and better learning environment. But I think the solution in the long term will come from around the youth that we are seeing being better educated. So interventions around that area is what I think we really need to continuously keep thinking about. We may not have those big solutions are one of solutions, but maybe always keep on thinking about things toward that direction is what I think we need to always keep on thinking about. So thank you for your attention. Thank you for the company you've all given us.
I'm really touched by the experience. I think the committee and the team that has been coming has told us a lot, but now kwa ground tumeona exactly what we need to do. So for me, there are priority areas like what they said from the water point, what they are experiencing. But as he has said, my brother said there, we need to hear from them. What exactly? You know, you may go to someone thinking you are solving a problem, but they have a bigger problem which could be easy to solve. And as we said from the meetings we've had, there are areas that are quick wins. Yeah, like jerry cans. I've seen they need jerry cans, which are very quick. We also have some of us who have experience around proposal writing. We have our network of people in various corporates who can help us on some of the other bigger projects that we may undertake. We can also be able to, contribute in our small way, how we've been doing it at CMA, to see areas that we need to support. I think it's a partnership that we need to build over time. And some of us have felt that every year we need to be having CMA retreat and supporting KORR as a CMA. Remember CMA, they are the backbone of the church. They are the backbone of this mission. So we need to show direction by really adopting KORR as our CSR, as our area of focus as CMA, because there's many things that we do, but this is touching the community. So we need to adopt, we need to support. I know Father Eric
is a jack of all trades according to the community. He has solutions for everything. You know, he needs to come and support them spiritually, materially, counsel them, but we need to support them by, you know, our contributions, but also think big about the projects they have and see how we can really have an impact. There needs to be a project that is named CMA Don Bosco. It's not just the Salesians, but CMA is one of our projects. And I know it's possible with partnerships. We've done it with many other areas, but it's possible that we can do. For me, the experience in the areas that the Jumuias we visited, the Manyatas we went into were really touching. And the other tumepewa kuku. Tukaambiwa twende tubarikiwe na. So for me, I feel it's a community that we need to support and just work with them as CMA.
I have to thank the leadership of CMA, Don Bosco, Gabi, for allowing me to travel with your team. I'm not a member of CMA, Don Bosco, even the fathers, for allowing me as I go to ACK. I'm also a member of KAMA. KAMA is Kenya Anglican Men Association, just like CMA. So I don't take it for granted for allowing me to travel with you guys, bond with you as a team. Throughout our journey yesterday, it was covered with a prayer throughout. So even if there was something wrong which would have happened to us, hakukuwa na njia. So the travel was like a boma, and the prayer was like a fence. So the fence was the prayer to cover us all throughout the journey. And I really appreciated the men for, I didn't know you are that prayerful. So
I'm a bigger person spiritually than I was before. The experience today, having walked 9 kilometers, which was about 3 kilometers more than the other group, we saw a couple of things. You know, of course, first of all, the water project, championed by Father Eric. That was very good. And then we went to a couple of manyatas. We met people, and their problem was water. Their main problem is actually water. And I was thinking maybe we can come together as CMA and think of actually digging a borehole. Not only digging a borehole, but also powering it with solar, so that we also assist them, because water is life. And I think once the people actually get water, then they can do quite a bit. The other thing probably is maybe we can have an effort whereby we come with seedlings, tree seedlings every year. We make this an annual event where we come and plant trees and seek to change the environment around KORR and make it even more of an oasis.
I want to share with you the first time I came here as a young man, very young, who was still discerning whether I want to be with a Salesian. I reached at night the way you reached. And when I woke up in the morning, I always repeat this, maybe Mother, when Eric have had this. I was so discouraged because I looked this way, I saw what I saw. I looked this way, and I was so discouraged. But anyway, I have been brought here. I cannot go back myself, and there was no way of communication because there was no network that time. I learned to appreciate and to accept that this is where I am, and it really helped me to grow and to change my thinking. And I truly appreciated leaving this place. Maybe it took me 2 weeks to accept that this is my place and this is the new reality, and there are people who live here. And today, as I was listening to you, one thing is that I have liked is your positive attitude towards what we have encountered today, our experience today. And I like Eric because Eric has learned one thing. Eric has been my classmate for many years. How he became together to be ordained with a Mother one day, I really don't understand, but that is the truth. That's the life. We joined the Salesian together with Eric. But somehow,
I left Eric. Eric left us. He was a sub guy. He's sub as he is. So he went for further studies. What we could not manage, he went to. But this guy, he will be sleeping in class. And whenever he woke up, he raises his hand. And he asked a question. We were sleeping, but when we woke up, we never asked questions. So we were having problems with the teachers. And that is Eric today. That's how he is. The jokes that he has is just a good thing. But one thing I wanted to say, one thing I have liked, maybe experience Eric, he has learned to live one day at a time. That's why he's saying, forget about Gurnet this year. We'll see Gurnet tomorrow. Eric and your community, I truly want to thank you. My experience, I want to thank you for what you are doing. If you do something good, even if you don't say it, people will see. And these men have seen and have repeated it many times. Keep it up. The sacrifice that you make is beautiful. It's only God who can bless you. And we will tell you thank you, and may God bless you. Finally, to men, I want to thank a moderator, Gabi, SK, and your team. When they called me for the first meeting, the one question they were asking, and I want to thank you for this, sincerely thank you for this. One question they were asking among themselves, who will be part of this journey? Gabi and they were like, do we bring women to help us distribute things? Do we bring youth to show us what they did? And after a long discussion, they agreed, we will go as men. And for making that decision, you are able to have come together and bonded the way you have bonded.
Tumsifu Yesu Kristo. Tazama, tazama, ni vema na vizuri ndugu kuishi pamoja kwa umoja. Tazama, 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 ni vema na vizuri ndugu kuishi pamoja kwa umoja. Tunashukuru sana kuwa kama ndugu. Tulitoka Nairobi sisi kuja kuona ndugu zetu hapa, na tunamshukuru Mungu kwa yote hayo. Mambo mengi yamesemwa na sio vizuri kurudia hayo. Mwenyeji wetu hapa ni Father Eric. Bila ruhusa yake tusingekuja hapa. Asante Padre Eric. Makofi kwa baba.
Ni mahali ambapo Mungu pia ameonekania na ameleta neno lake ambalo ni taa, na tunashukuru Mwenyezi Mungu kwa sababu sisi kama wanaparokia ya KORR tumehisi kabisa joto la upendo kutoka kwenu. Mungu awabariki kwa sababu mko na karama ya kipekee, karama ya huruma na upendo na majitoleo na kujinyima, kwa sababu sio rahisi mtu kufunga shughuli yake ya kazi, kuacha familia na kuja kuona watu wa KORR wanaishi namna gani. Mungu awabariki, tunawapenda na tunaahidi sala zetu kila wakati. Kwa hivyo tuwapigie makofi.
Most of you, especially you, Rono, you talked about we really need to listen to the guys on the ground to tell us their problem. So we came up with 2 projects that were guided by Father. That is Project Convert, which is a solar project. If you saw the solar panels that are here, you know, they don't light most of the places. We've talked about light, the light here, and of course the water issue, which can be pumped using solar. So we came up with 2 projects that we are following up. That's Project Convert and Project Usafi. Father will mention a couple of things, so probably you hear from the horse's mouth. And then I think finally, I want to appreciate the CMA men. We didn't think we would make it to 40 men. When we made the promise to Father that we'd come as 50 men, and when we were doing our own thing, trying to build up the list, we got to 20. We got to 15, 20, then it stayed at 21, 22. And Gabi really encouraged me. He was like, Stan, even if you're going 20 men, go and evangelize, go and support us. So I really want to thank the CMA men, come in huge numbers, surprisingly being so many men together. And then again, your willingness to participate. The soccer tournament, I think the kids here they were really surprised. We were the loudest cheering squad, hata kama referee hakuwa wetu. Tulionewa, but you can see the morale. So I really want to thank you. We really made contributions, which I also want to thank you. I will, of course, later on when we go back home, we'll do some accountability. But I want to thank you guys for making this trip a success. As Martin mentioned earlier, we started with prayer, and when we got there at 4 a.m. As well, I was, thinking, we were 40, 45 men having prayer at the crypt, no one else. That was a huge moment for me. I was really surprised we were there. And where is Wanyonyi? I think I wanted to, pinch him a bit because I wanted, that moment that we missed, it was really huge for us. So I want to say thank you guys, and let's continue. Kanja, nimeweka a list. I never forget. Yeah. And I also want to apologize. I really spammed our chat groups. I was really there. Now you understand why I was pushing. I really wanted you guys to come here and see the ground.
Kile ninachoamini ni kwamba Mungu atawezesha mambo ya KORR, na atatupatia hekima, atatupatia subra, atatupatia maarifa, atatupatia akili, yale yote ambayo tunahitaji tuweze kufanikisha historia ya KORR atatupatia. Ni sisi tuwe na imani, tuwe na matumaini, tujiweke mstari wa mbele, tuongee pia na ndugu zetu wale hawajafika, because I know tutakaporudi Nairobi najua ataanza kutuuliza KORR ilikuwaje. Lakini it will be very difficult for me. This is my second time here, but if I want to give a real explanation about KORR, nitashindwa kukuelezea. All of us are talented in one way or the other, and if you put our heads together with the assistance of Mother Mary and St. Joseph, I know all things are possible.